I'm going to go to you first, Aldo. Let me read out exactly. I'll read out a tweet from the team, kind of giving an overview of what's going on in LA, a place that I still love and I still go there often, but a place that's changed as well. So I'll read out a tweet here, and Aldo, I'd love to get your overview of what's happening on the ground. Downtown LA is now a no-go zone after a third night of immigration protests turning violent. Police declared the area an unlawful assembly. Protesters torched Waymo cars, blocked freeways, and hurled concrete at officers. One rioter has a $50K award on him, a reward for attacking a federal officer and torching government property. LA's mayor and California's governor slamming the feds for escalating. Newsom accused Trump of manufacturing chaos after National Guard deployment and threats to send Marine. Downtown LA, no longer a protest zone, it's under lockdown. Aldo, what's happening on the ground today?
To say that downtown LA is lawless is not an understatement. It's absolutely ridiculous what's happening, and to see LAPD and to see law enforcement stand by when rioters are destroying the city is really disheartening. On Friday, it started at the VA building and the federal building. It was small protests. By Saturday, you saw what happened in Paramount, complete lawlessness there. And then yesterday, Sunday, it was havoc. People were lighting fires in cars. They were tagging the entire city from when I got there around 1 o'clock to 3 a.m. last night. The entire city was being tagged with graffiti. And what was most shocking to me was just the level of boldness by the rioters. They do not feel threatened. They do not feel like police are going to come in. And it was evident. What really happened, and this seems to be the MO of LAPD, even as far back as the immigration protests a few months ago, is they kind of set up a perimeter. They create a perimeter where they at least can feel some type of security, and then they wait. They wait for hours and hours and hours until the rioters either move to a different place or they start to lose energy and some of them start going home. And when you see that sort of dwindling, that's when the police will start to make their engagements. I did speak to one law enforcement officer when I was leaving last night around 1 or 2 a.m. And I said, you guys look like you have your hands tied. What's going on? Are you not engaging on purpose? Or are these orders coming from above? And, he kind of gave me a smirk and said, listen, we can defend ourselves in the immediate, but at the end of the day, our orders to engage or not are coming from higher places. And so to me, that was a pretty, clear way of saying that their hands are tied and they aren't able to do much. So when I see things online of people saying, oh, LAPD is cowardice, or, this isn't just restraint, it's them being cowards, you have to understand they are getting their orders from above. But it's pretty hard to see on the ground.
What do you mean? What orders do you think they're getting? What orders? You're getting a bit of echo there, I think, on your end. But can you tell me what, Aldo? What are these orders you're referring to?
Well, the orders are to not engage. Like I said, they
Why?
are creating a perimeter and then they're just sitting there. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you, but I saw for around 2 hours, protesters or rioters were hurling 20, 30-pound rocks, 30 feet down from the overpass onto their squad cars. And they were sitting by doing nothing. The explanation, I don't have an answer for you.
Grant, so that led to Trump, Aldo, thanks for muting. That led to Trump, obviously, deploying the National Guard without getting the permission or the consent from the state. That's the first time this happens since 1965 under Lyndon B. Johnson. Your thoughts, Grant, on these actions?
Well, I think it's an action designed to inflame, and I think from what you heard from Aldo, the LAPD is getting orders not to escalate the situation. And let's be real here. People that want these kind of things to blow up into a violent conflagration are the minority of people protesting, right? And sometimes they're not even the people that are protesting. We saw that during the George Floyd protests. So it's a smart move to de-escalate the situation, let people have their First Amendment right, even if it's not very pretty, but let them say what they have to say instead of trying
But the First Amendment right doesn't include torching cars, though.
That should be enforced. That should be enforced. And don't think that the police departments are not going to look for people, the isolated individuals that commit violent acts like that. There's surveillance. There's a lot of stuff out there that they're not telling everybody about. They do go out and arrest people that do violent things like that. But the reality here is that sending in the National Guard is an inflammatory move. The LAPD is trying to de-escalate and just calm the situation down. Let them have the protest, end it, and be done. But this is a confrontation politically that Donald Trump wants to fight. And so that's why he's sending in the National Guard and he's ignoring the state and, really not so interested in de-escalation tactics, nor has he ever shown an interest in any kind of de-escalation tactics in the face of any protests. He's almost always invariably escalated it and then used that escalation as a political theater moment.
Sean?